Good afternoon. This is Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, Jacqueline Richardson, whatever y'all call me. I hope everyone is doing well. It's a beautiful day here in Charlotte. It's not too cold, not too hot. Yeah, it's just medium. Well, today we're going to talk about two words. I'm so tired of hearing these people, especially my people that don't comprehend properly. Narcissist and bipolar is the topic of the day. Okay. First, we're going to start with bipolar. Okay. Bipolar is an illness, a mental illness. Okay. Which you're imbalanced. Your brains are imbalanced. Okay. So you wake up and you can be angry for no apparent reason. Okay. Based on the feelings in your body. It is a mental issue. However, not everybody has bipolar. Okay. Action causes people sometimes to have up and down emotions. It's normal. If you're making a person feel a certain type of way, their emotions are going to go up and down like a roller coaster. Okay? So, with that being said, it's not that they have a mental issue. You're creating that issue in your life. This is why we tell people, treat people fairly and treat people the way you want to be treated. Because when they treat you the same way, you don't like the feeling. Okay? I'm going to tell y'all a story. Okay, I didn't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it because enough is enough with the bull crap. Okay? It was a guy in my life, met over the phone. This particular person liked what I was doing. A lot of people, I meet people every single day in my life. Y'all know that because I answer all my texts, all my emails. I answer everything people send me. I try to answer it. Okay? For the respect of they reached out and might need some information on doing whatever I'm doing, or maybe be able to even give me information. So, I never mistreat people. Okay? However, sometimes some people can take things out of text and how can I say it? Can in their mind believe that you're a part of them and you're really not. Okay? Now, I was in a relationship for 16 years and I met this guy. He was very nice to me. He invested in me, he didn't give me a whole lot, but he did help out, invested in me. And we would try to support each other as much as possible in order to keep each other lifted. He was going through his issues, I was going through mine. However, he started taking things out of context. Okay? And when he started taking them out of context, it confused me. In other words, he started feeling like because I was in a relationship with a man that he would never, ever be able to date me, and decided to move on, meet somebody else, get married. That's your choice. However, this person, long story short, came to terms of being in the same area of where I was located, which to me was kind of scary. Okay. So I didn't know how to deal with it. This particular person would come at me like real hard because, we had talked about businesses and different things and how I'm supposed to help this person or whatever the case may be. And it's like, okay, you closed me out for you to go and get married, okay, and live your life to now come to terms with now you need your business because you're married and you need more income, so you need my help. So I was willing to help to an extent, but I say to myself, like, okay, well, if you have a whole wife at home, that's her job to help you, not mine. Because what am I benefiting from helping you if you're not cutting a check? And that's the way it works in the business world. We don't do anything for free. And I tell people that every day. Y'all see me marking 50 Cent, he pays me. When I make music with him, I get paid. That's the way it works. Okay? So, I say that to say, it kind of confused me. So I had to block this person because I'm like, look, I'm not going to allow you to destroy what I got going on when you... Hold on. Alexa, what's the notification?
One new notification from Amazon Shopping. I found 2 deals for items you saved on Amazon. Do you want to hear more?
Later. Alexa, later.
I'm not sure.
Okay, just need her to be quiet for a moment. But anyway, I'll look and see what the deals are. Long story short, I had to realize that you can't just help people. You have to be mindful of the people that you decide to help, because people will take it and run with it as much as they possibly can. Okay. Then I wanted to get rid of my nonprofit. And we had spoke, and I said, listen, I'm getting tired of this nonprofit. I really don't want it anymore. I just want to work on my other businesses. It's just becoming too much for me. And it was, no. Remember, we had dreams. We was going to do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Don't get rid of it. I'm like, okay. So then they decided to have an event helping the homeless. And I had some obligations at home, which my mate that I was with, even though we was on shaky ground, my obligation is to him and my children before anybody. Okay? And you have a whole wife at home. That's her job. If you want to be, as they call it, Dr. King and his wife, or you want to be, what was that? His wife, what was her name? Coretta? I think so. I can't remember. But if you want to be this loving couple that's going out into the communities and helping the people, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do that as a couple. Okay? So if your mate is not on the same page as you, then y'all not meant for each other. And that's just what it is. Now, in my relationship, I accepted that me and my mate wasn't on the same page and that we wasn't meant for each other, because this is my life. This has been my life for 30 years. I just put it down for a little while I did other things, but this has been my life for over 30 years, and my mate couldn't accept that. So being that my mate couldn't accept that, I knew our relationship was over, because that's what my life was. So I knew eventually we were gonna apart. So now I tell him, I'm talking about the other person now, get your wife to help you. This is what you do. You know what I mean? This is the process that you take. And I explain it to him, send the website, all of that, nonsense to help them get up. You know what I mean? However, I was not yelled at, but, oh, you acting funny now, and blah, blah, blah. How am I acting funny when I go out and do nonprofit things? I don't call you and say, hey, come and help me. I get the volunteers that work with me to help me. You have to build your ground. You start from the ground up, just like I did. But don't get mad with me because I'm at a certain level and you want to jump in on that level. When you met me, I was already on that level, but you pushed me out. You pushed me away on the business aspect of things because you got a wife. It's not like we were dealing. We were in business. See, that's another thing people do. They misconstrue business. And I think I talked about this. With the music industry. People misconstrue it all. They try to mix the two because you are dealing with a person on a business level. You got to be sleeping with them or you got to be dealing with them. No, it doesn't always work that way. I work with men every day of my life. That don't mean I'm sleeping with them. If I'm a business owner, I'm going to meet other business owners and work with them. That doesn't mean I'm sleeping with them because some of them have wives, just like I may have a husband. Okay? So you have to respect those boundaries. Okay? And he would not respect those boundaries. So he had to be blocked and put on hold until he gets it. Okay? He did not want to get it. Every time I come back with, okay, let me try to talk to him again because the business that he has can be a very powerful business if he does it right. What am I? A business developer. This is what I do. So granted, I'm going to give you the knowledge that you need to get your foot in the door and get started. He wanted to take it further. I have a mate. Even though me and my mate is on shaky grounds, don't mean I'm in the business of cheating. That's not who I am. You wouldn't want it done to you. So why would you do it to somebody else? Block. You need time to think. Well, guess what? I broke up with my mate. He broke up with his mate. We decided to try. Can we become a couple with the same dreams and build what we talked and dreamt about? Can we do that without letting the relationship get in the way? No, we couldn't. So the first thing I said was, let's be just friends. Now I have bipolar. How do I have bipolar? Because I realize that it's not going to work. If we're going to have business and a relationship, it's not going to work because you're not following the rules. You're doing what you want to do. Okay? Which is part of a narcissistic relationship. Because it can happen in business and it can happen in a love relationship. Getting to narcissists. Narcissist means that the person is controlling without explanation. There's a reason to be controlling, okay? That doesn't mean you're a narcissist. In other words, when we out in the street and the police says, I need y'all to move over here. Being that he was appointed as a police officer to direct the pedestrians, he has to control the people. That doesn't make him a narcissist. Okay? If you have a job to do, because it can cost you something later, that doesn't make you a narcissist. Because there's explanation behind why you are putting these things on the table and on terms. You're not just trying to be controlling. Okay? And so that's where people get in, mixed up and all misconstrued, because they don't understand the concept of what a word really means. They take it out of context and just run with it. Okay? And we build these group of people, and now they all look, and I'm going to just be honest with y'all, like dummies, because they taking this word and running it out of context. Another one is toxic. They ran that word. Everybody's toxic now. That word has been ran through. God is even toxic. They ran that word so much out of context, it just doesn't make any sense anymore. Okay? So now it's time that when we start using these words that people don't understand, we need to break them down. So that way they can comprehend, so they won't fall short later, because that's what happens. They start to believe these words and then start acting a certain kind of way based on the recovery of being a victim, when they're the ones actually causing the issue, because they don't know the real comprehension of what the word really means. So we got to start teaching this younger generation what these words really mean and show them in action. Okay? Because if we don't, we're going to have a bunch of dummies and stupid people running around in the next generation. And that's not something we want, because one of them kids is going to become president. Okay? The next generation. And we don't want a bunch of dummies sitting up in the office like what we got now. Okay? So with that being said, we got to learn to teach these people, this generation, these new generations, what these words really mean and what they really stand for. Okay? Because nobody's comprehending properly. Now, getting back to this story I was telling y'all. So now, I was talking to this person, because I'm the one that communicate. I like to communicate. I'm one like, let's talk about it. Let's come to a mutual understanding, because that's the way things are done. Let's sit at the round table and come to a mutual understanding of what's going on in our relationship, whether it's business, a job, a love relationship. It doesn't matter. It could be a child and a mother, a child and a father. Let's sit down and figure out what is going on so we can fix it. Okay. So now, we're dating and things are just not working out right because he doesn't want to communicate. So now I'm lost because I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with you. And then I ask you what's wrong with you and you say, I don't know. Okay, so if you don't know, how am I supposed to know how to fix this? Okay? Then you say, well, let's start over. Okay. So if we start over, is things going to change? How are we starting this over? Are we starting this over as friends? Or are we starting this over as business partners? How are we starting this over? We have to communicate that. Okay. Then we have a little spat. Okay. It's not a big old spat. Some people make things big old spats. Like in my last relationship, it could be about a water that could turn into a whole rigmarole that's unreal. Okay, this drama. Our spat wasn't that type of spat. We had a spat, but we were able to apologize and move forward. At least I thought. At least I thought. We have businesses to run. So now I'm saying to myself, okay, so where are we at with this? Now, meanwhile, I'm trying to teach you about the business. I'm trying to teach you about the organizations. I'm trying to teach you how things should be so that way we can move forward. Okay? They shut down. Now, I presented you to the people that you've been wanting to be presented to for over 3 years. Because this is what you asked me to do, help you. So now I'm helping you and now you're hiding. That's not good for business. It doesn't look good. Okay? So you have to come to an agreement with yourself on, is this something you really want? Okay? People, y'all have to learn how to understand your emotions and be able to dead certain emotions when business is involved. Okay? You can't stand in front of a $1 billion CEO telling him you don't like the way he's doing things because he's a narcissist when he has a whole company to run. You can't say someone is bipolar because you gave them negative energy and roller coaster vibes in business. You just can't do these things. So my theory is you have to toughen up some. That's my theory. If you're going to be a business owner. If they say you can't take the fire, get out the kitchen. Some things is not meant for everybody. Some people think that, running a business is easy. It's not. It's harder than working for somebody. I would love to just work for somebody and get paid the money that I want. Other than running a business. Running a business is 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It doesn't stop. And if you run your business properly, while you're trying to get some rest, you'll still be making money. Okay, that's the way it works. However, newcomers don't understand all that. They want to live off of emotions. And say people have issues that they don't even understand. Because they're not leveling up to where they need to be. That's why sometimes, I had to tell somebody this the other day. Sometimes we have to go through things in order for us to see the challenges of what people have been trying to tell them. Okay? Sometimes we have to let God do his work. Because if we don't, they would never understand. You have to physically go through it from the bottom. And I'm about to say, I was really going to help this person. Because he's been out paying all of these different people to help him and has not gotten any success. But yet and still he sees my success. Not that he wants to live off of my success, but he needs my help. And this is what we do. We help each other in business. However, if you don't understand the levels of the business at where I'm at, and I'm trying to explain it to you, then you got to start at the bottom. Because you need to go through the channels so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can understand what I'm talking about. You need to grow. You can't just jump from A to K because you can't comprehend at the K level. And you're not allowing yourself to be taught to comprehend at the K level. And see, that's what's wrong with a lot of people. If you're not teachable, and that's why a lot of people messes with me, and they help me because I'm teachable. If they tell me, nah, you're doing that wrong, you got to do it this way, I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to fight with them. I'm not going to tell them that they're giving demands. I'm going to follow what they say and see if it meets my needs. And if it doesn't, then I let it go. It's a choice. But you got to at least try it first in order for you to see, is it for you? And that's where people get things mixed up in business. I had a friend of mine, he's no longer a friend of mine, that had a cleaning service. It was two of them. Okay, they had a cleaning service together. They were partners. And one was giving out bonuses for the holiday. And the other one was like, for what? Why are you giving these people bonuses? They both own the same business. Okay? You had one man that valued their employees because they didn't have to do the work. And not only that, if I show you that I'm a real business by giving you something for appreciating what you're doing for me, maybe you will return. Okay? But they was both on the same level in business. But both had two different ways of doing things. That's why their business wasn't successful. You have to both be on the same page in order to gain success. Somebody has to submit and somebody has to run. That's why they have a CEO, a COO, and it's another one. I don't know. President, vice president. The vice president may see something different than the president. So the president say, okay, well, you know what? Let's try that. Even though I'm the president and I'm at the top of the ladder, what you say may work. So we're going to try that. And if it worked, high five for my vice president. Now you moving yourself up the ladder to be sitting in my seat. That's the way it works. Okay. Now this podcast is not really about business. I just wanted to explain it a little bit in depth, where people can get things misconstrued based on their comprehension. Back to the blocking. That's another thing. When you're being blocked, it tells you that the person no longer wants to deal with you at that time. That's what it tells you. This is why I don't even know why y'all started that block thing. But I can understand to an extent because of what I was going through. I needed to block that person because they wasn't respecting my lifestyle. They wasn't respecting my boundaries. So I had no other choice but to block you. But once we start dealing on a regular basis, when there was no more boundaries, I never blocked you again. Because now we're trying to build. It's real. And you're still taking it back to when there was boundaries and respect involved. In order to keep a peaceful life, you have to respect boundaries and you have to respect people. No matter what your feelings inside are, you still have to respect people. That's just the way it is. If you don't, drama comes to you. That's like I had a friend. They were dating and they were married. And I told them, you need to get a divorce. Well, I'm not with my wife. It doesn't matter. You need to get a divorce. How can you build another relationship with someone else and you're still married? You can't build. That's like having a job. This is what we call dead-end jobs. When you can't move further because there's a blockage. So that would be a dead-end relationship if you're married to someone else and both parties are dipping and dabbing with other people. That's a dead-end relationship. The reason being, you can't build anything. It can't go but so far. Because anything you build, that spouse that you have is entitled. Why would you do that to your spouse or the mate that you're with? It's in our eyes, it's looked at as being sick mentally. You just don't do that. The moment that you feel that you no longer want to be with a person, start your divorce process. It's simple. You don't always need a lawyer to start a process. You might need a lawyer down the line, but you don't need a lawyer to start the process. That's the beauty of being an American. But if you feel like you not get that divorce, that means you're trying to hold on. And if you're trying to hold on, then you shouldn't be seeing other people because it's a sin. And in a court of law, it can cost you money. So you do stuff the right way, things will turn out the right way. Peacefully. Not with drama. See, Americans got so accustomed to making everything drama. Everything is drama. Drama is for TV people. That's what drama is for. Drama is for TV. It's not for everyday people's lives. This is why people are dying so young, having heart attacks and strokes so young, because y'all want to put extra stress on y'all bodies that wasn't even designed to be put there. We have too much stress on an everyday basis to add more stress when you really don't have to. So why would you create stress? Just like in the music industry. This is why a lot of the rappers get killed. They go out there and be creating drama, and then the stuff comes back to them, and then they say, well, how did that happen? How did it happen? You created it. If you was doing your own thing, in your own house, minding your own business, getting in your own car, getting on your own flight, you wouldn't have all this drama. But you wanted to be out there boasting and parading, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then now drama comes to you and you wonder why. You've created it. You have to stay in your lane. Especially when you in a certain lifestyle. I'm going to just call it a lifestyle. You have to stay in your lane. Business owners deal with business owners. Employees deal with employees. And then we have both sides. people that have businesses and they still work because they still got to cover their lifestyle. But we all come together as one to understand the way of life to keep it peaceful. We all striving for the same thing. And 50 said it best. What is it? Financial stability. That's what we all want. And to make our dreams. Everybody has a dream. Everyone. Do they always pursue their dreams? No. But we all have dreams that we want to become something. Or if, we would look at the TV and say, like, okay, myself. I'm going to use myself for instance. And I don't know if I told y'all this before. I took the police test. I got 100 plus 25 for being a resident. That gives you 125. That's the highest you can get. Okay? My mother didn't want me to become a police officer. Okay? So I never became a police officer. But guess what? I watched Law and Order every day. Because that was a dream that I had to becoming a detective. That was a dream that I had. I didn't want to actually be a police officer, but you got to go through the levels. You got to start at the bottom and move up. With anything you do, you got to start at the bottom and move up. You can't just go in as a detective. That's why I got 100 on the test, because I wanted to be a detective. Okay? Shout out to 50. He figured that out. Y'all listen to the song Smoke. By him and Trey Songz. So, with that being said, we all have dreams. As if you pursue the dreams, that's what matters. And if the people that you're around are not on the same level or not going to support you, especially in your home, then you have to move on. You have to find a way to move on. If you give up your dreams for someone, you're going to always regret it. Either that person is going to join in and say, okay, let me help my mate. Let's see what this is about. Even if it doesn't work. Let's see what this is about and see what information I can find out, what I can do to help my mate or my friend make something happen with this. His dream might seem unreal, but I'm going to try. Just like today, I made a video saying, now y'all know I'm making new products every day. I'm getting ready to launch 2 more products within the next 60 days. Okay? And that's with the health and beauty line. That has nothing to do with the other stuff, the mugs and the light boxes and all that other stuff. That's with the beauty line. I'm about to launch 2 more products. Okay? And I'm building products every day. I see, say 50 Cent, he got products. I see Alicia Keys with products. Drake, he has products. Okay? We all have products. Some may be selling more because some has done business before others has done business. Some is bigger than others. However, we all get along because we all have music together. We all get paid together. Anytime we're being paid together, people being paid together, they have an interest. Okay? And when my songs or their song play with me on it and I get paid, I'm going to keep an interest in that person. Okay? That's the way it works. Because I'm making money with that person. Long story short, my son, he has his brand. Everybody has their brand. Okay? And none of us is broke. Okay? And all of us have pretty good credit as long as we pay our bills. I can see us, if not in the next 5 years, owning a warehouse. if we do things right. It may not be in sight of people that don't know the process, but for those that do know the process, say, hey, yo, I can see that happening. I want in. Because I got a couple of dollars. Or my credit good. I got my paperwork. Let's get it popping. But then for those that don't comprehend the level that we already at, they would never see it. No, that would never happen. You're selling yourself short. But because your mind don't see, don't mean other people's minds don't see. Because you're afraid of failure, don't mean other people's afraid of failure. Some people will try stuff, whether it fails or not. That's what we call true investors. Okay? I like this idea. I feel real strong about this idea. I really don't know if it's going to work, if it's going to take off, but I'm going to invest because I see a vision. And I'm going to do everything possible to try to make this dream work with the help of my fellow colleagues or whoever. That's the way it works, people. But if you're not at that level, you will never understand. Okay? And that's just the God honest truth. You know, just like when I got my trademark, there's a lot of people that said congratulations. There was a lot of people that didn't. Those that didn't say congratulations is because they don't understand what a trademark really is and what it can possibly do for your business. It takes you to a whole nother level. I skipped so many levels by having my trademark nationally, not just locally, nationally. I skipped a lot of steps. I was what they call it, jumping up the steps with that one. It took me a long time, but it helped me jump up the steps. Okay? So, granted, yeah, they may not understand because they're not at that level. You can't knock a person for not knowing. But for those that do, they respect me for it. Now it's time to move on up to some more levels. And I got to make that happen. I can't just sleep, go to bed and say, oh, okay, now that I got this, it'll work itself. No, I have to work it. And it takes 7 days a week, 24 hours of a day for me to get it right. Even if I'm laying down thinking of my next step, I'm still working. My mind is still focused on what I'm doing. If I'm having meetings, if I'm writing emails, I'm still working. This is why the people that y'all see me tag and see the people that y'all see share my stuff, okay, helping me because they get it, because they're already at that level and I'm trying to get up there with them. But y'all can't see it because y'all haven't even started yet. And that's just what it is. Don't call me crazy because I'm trying to pursue my vision. And my vision is actually clearing out day by day. It's no longer cloudy. Especially for those that's already reached the top. I'm going to put it like this. Y'all might see one journey, but I'm on another journey. Okay? And until y'all understand that journey, y'all would never get why I'm on this journey. I can't knock y'all for not understanding because y'all was never taught. So I take responsibility for putting that information out there for people to understand what I'm doing. I don't have to. It's a choice. I could just let y'all be crazy and call me crazy. But I'm not the crazy one. Y'all the crazy ones for not doing your research. That's all you got to do is research. I just had someone ask me today. They said, I want to fix something, but I don't know how to fix it. I said, YouTube it. And they YouTubed it. He was like, you right. Look. Yeah, I know how to do it now. See, that's all you had to do was do your research. But because you don't want to do research, you want to be lazy, you'd rather call somebody else crazy because you can't see a vision because you don't know the proper channels to go down to get a vision done. Okay? And this new generation, we're building them to learn how to have their own businesses and not depend on jobs to take care of them. And they're younger, knowing more than some of these older people. Because these older people are stagnated. Then you have some of these people that's educated, they do read, but just haven't picked up the right book to understand what someone else is doing. Once again, we don't knock a person for not knowing. We knock a person for not trying to find out the answer. That's what we knock people for. This is Jacqueline Richard Simmons, JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja. We want y'all to comprehend better. If you don't feel like you've got the right understanding of something, ask somebody. Continue to do your research. I love you guys.